Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right, so let's get to our my return now that I'm back and kind of done with the big part of the move. I wanted to get us back to doing zodiacs, and I think it's only fair that we start out with Libra. We will get to Ophiuchus today because Ophiuchus got shortchanged last week before I had to start my moving, and so Ophiuchus will be slated today. They're a smaller watch group, but I don't want to leave my Ophiuchus crew out. I don't mean to not be fair with anybody. It's just things got crazy while I was moving. So hi, everybody. Chrissy, Cosmo Guy, on quickly. So in this one, I'm just going to let you guys know, heads up, at the end, I'll probably pull an extra little card message for a North Node. But this storytelling is for, any Libra energy, right? But I do want to specifically take a look at it from the perspective of what are we doing for the last chunk of this year? So what are the things to think about? What's coming as we are kind of like morphing into our final quarter of the year? We have got the King of Swords. So there's really strong Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And this says that we have a character that is ready to move forward. It looks like if someone's going to step into their masculine energy, this would be decisive. Sorry, I know it's really echoey in here still because I don't have all the furniture in the house yet. Some of it's still in the garage and such. So sorry for Aries bark there. It echoes way more than it ever used to. With the King of Swords, though, this is somebody choosing where they want to go, choosing what they want to do. Divine masculine energy, even if this is a feminine, this is like, I know what I would like to go ahead and say and do. I'm going to use the energy of the sun to project outward what I would like to do next. King of Swords is very much, and this, they decided to put an owl. So this is like, there's a lot of nighttime, like decisive ideas that are coming to a character. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, hang on. If we have had any kind of important connection, there's a decision being made about it. And this important connection could be between an earth sign and an air sign. So this is the time to start looking at the people or the situations in our life that are valuable as exactly what they are. You know what? Let me make a decision about a Queen of Pentacles. If there's somebody who is loving, who is kind, who is truthful, who is wanting to offer something, I need to be honest with myself. Do I want what they're offering, or do I want to let them go? It feels like we have to, like our Libra energy is going to be making a decision before the end of the year. By the way, this is Datura. It's a night blooming flower, also called moonflower. So we have a lot of, like nighttime creatures because this deck is Guardian of the Night. But we have the Lovers. The Lovers is a card of choice. This is Year of the Snake. You notice we got the serpents wrapped around the medical staff. We've got the two Scorpios, or scorpions rather, shaping a heart. Look, this is clearly a specific message. By the end of this year, the big wrap up is that our Libra is making a decision about possibly a relationship they had with an earth sign person as to whether or not this is the person that they would choose, or this is the person that they go, I love you, but man, we sting each other so bad. I'm ready to cut this out and move on without you. It feels to me like Libra is going to be making a decision before the end of the year about what they do. Is this a situation to heal? Is this a situation to connect to again? Is this a situation that our character wants to go ahead and build? Or is this one to let go of? With the Tower, I love the Tower because it frees us, but the Tower is also the collapse of anything that's ego related. And you can see the guides are all over this. We got hawks all around in this tree trying, and ravens also trying to give messages for some time now. Hey, this really needs to be looked at. This really needs to be dealt with. The Star. I kind of think it's time to heal something. If there's an important connection out there, I think that Libra might be saying, all said and done, this is a person that they've meant so much to me. Have they stung me? Yes. Have I undoubtedly stung them? Yes. But deep down, were there some truths that we both were nuts about each other and we both maybe didn't always come across the greatest to each other? Yes. If there's anything here where Libra says, I think I need to humble my own self a little to talk to somebody. It looks like Libra would be willing to do that. Now, bear in mind, this storyline could be flipped the opposite direction. This is just the stuff coming up by the end of the year. It doesn't necessarily mean it's Libra taking that first step forward. For all we know, this is the Queen of Pentacles going to be reaching out to our Libra. Roles can always be reversed, so bear that in mind. But this just says this is not something that a character wants to take with them into 2026. So somewhere between now and the end of the year, it's time to heal a really important connection. Whomever is in the masculine energy, and I say that because, again, we got this masculine deer. We have a man deer here. Somebody has had some ego, and the ego has needed to drop for a period of time, and it's time to heal this because, honestly, there's more love here than there's ever been pain, even though, look, the scorpion sting is, I mean, that's pretty significant. But if we're going to change anything, this is the year to do it. This is the time to fix it. I'm going to just say this is all about love. This is a massive thing to wrap up this year and to do it before the end of the year. Let me just ask, why is it important to do this by the end of the year? Queen of Swords. I don't know if it's that, this is the time for union. This is a time to get two people on track so they can be King and Queen of Swords. And by the way, this is now making it look like in this storyline, Libra may have come across as the Queen of Pentacles. This could be one of those situations because we got two queens here. And this is like, look, I tried to give to you once upon a time. That I was willing, and this person, for whatever reason, maybe they were aloof. Maybe Libra has dealt with a fellow Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, possibly a king. And it's like, I tried to give to them. That's all I tried to do. And it never was either reciprocated, or they were still kind of cold, or they kind of like slept on this whole connection. They didn't really move it forward. And things got a little bit murky, and things got a little bit even, I think some harsh words were exchanged at some point. We don't have that Lover's card with the scorpions on it for no reason, right? And it's not even a scorpion card. That's, it's a Gemini energy. So we know that this was intended to look like, oh, these two had sharp words. There's a great song by Mumford & Sons. It's called Wild Heart. It took a wild heart to tame mine. But in it, he says, no one is better armed to cut me with the slide of their tongue. And it's just, it's a song about two people that actually really love each other, but also, man, those are the two that can do the most damage to each other if they fight, because those words hurt more coming from them. But it still is actually a song of like love. It's a beautiful song. It's a great driving song. I listened to that years ago when I was traveling a huge distance, and I think I listened to it for like 2 hours straight. It was ridiculous, but terrific song. And I just feel like that's exactly what this is. If Libra were giving to them at one point in time, and for whatever reason, and we don't see what the backstory was, and we don't need to delve down into what already happened, because this is about what needs to be wrapped up by the end of the year. This is the time for somebody to heal things with Libra. And if they're having this breakthrough, and maybe Libra is simultaneously as well, yes, we hurt each other, but yes, there was a lot of love. Yes, it'd be great to heal it. But the person who needs to humble themselves in this storyline comes across as the masculine only because of this card here. They could have strong Aquarius. Libra might have been dealing with a Gemini or an Aquarius or a fellow Libra. We have strong Aries in here as well. But it's like, if they want Libra to be that perfect match, that King and Queen of Swords, they want to fly together at night, be an alpha duo, hunt in this world together to build a better life together. This is the year to do it. Do it before the end of the year. It's the prime time. I kind of think that we are at that point also where if this can't be fixed, then it really is time to let it go. That is still on the table. It kind of feels like if Libra doesn't hear from this person, Libra will move on and they will find another mate. They won't become this person's perfect duo. They will go in a different direction. But that's what this feels like. We're down to the end of wasting time on something if ego can't be dropped and something can't be healed. The Lover's card reminds us there's more people out there to pick from. So if this person doesn't come toward Libra, or if the role is reversed and it's Libra who needs to make a decision, go towards somebody else. If it's not worthy of bringing down the ego to make this relationship get healed, then it's because there's supposed to be a different relationship out there. The Lover's card says there's other people out there. Okay, other things still in the end of this year to consider. We have Eight of Pentacles. There are some finishing projects. We got to make some sweet, sweet honey still before the end of the year. Eight of Pentacles says our character could have a real achievement in a career path this year still. There's something that they could do that would like really, something they've been storing up. It's like they've been making great progress, but push to get something accomplished. You know how we can get, I'm famous for this. I'll do something that's 98%, and then I just kind of stop. And that last little 2% to just complete something. I'm famous for hating to do paperwork, hate paperwork. So I may do things to a certain extent, do the work, but then I want somebody else to like, you do the paperwork part of it. I remember when I bought a vehicle, I had paid it off, but I don't know if it slipped my mind or if I just was in lazy mode, but I didn't like, I had to sign one paper to tell, I think it was to tell the bank, which they should know because they were the ones that I was paying the loan to anyway, but they didn't have the final piece of paper that I had a signature on. And so it looked like I still hadn't paid it off like 6 years later. And I was like, what do you mean? I paid that thing off like more than a decade ago or almost a decade ago. And they're like, oh, well, you never did the final piece of paper to put your name on. And I was like, oh my God, serious. That kind of thing, don't leave that stuff undone. I'm tattletaling on my own laziness. This is why I always say I'm not a Virgo. I am not that analytical. I am not that organized. I'll pay the thing, but that last little thing, I oftentimes forget to do because I'm like, what do you mean? You got the money. The whole thing's done. You know it. I know it. But you can't dismiss stuff like that. Take care of it, be disciplined, spend time on the tedious little details because it is part of completing the project. We have the World card. Definitely is because our character has the next cycle to begin. They have to have the next cycle ready to rock and roll because the next cycle I think is going to be really good. It could be a busy cycle also. 2026 could be a busy one. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so it's one all about relationships. So that's why anything that our character needs to have, paperwork done, dot those T's, dot those I's, cross those T's. Make sure that things are where they're supposed to be. Finish the personal pursuits. If a character needed to, let's say, like if you're going for a certification or learning something, you kind of have to focus on your studies. So it's like a personal pursuit. So it's all about your personal time. You're not going to be a great partner to anybody when you're busy wrapping up some things that just you need to accomplish. That says it's a good time for our character to pour themselves into their personal accomplishments because it looks like next year is going to be a year full of interpersonal relationships with the Three of Pentacles. So, anytime we start sharing our time with another person, a lover, friends, new business, counterparts, there's a chance to make awesome money next year. There's a chance to have an easier life because there will be other people to share life with. Certainly, it looks like we could have a really nice relationship getting started by next year. There could be moving involved. There could be, cohabitating involved, all those things that are going to be different than what it's been this year. Our character has to get prepared for. So wrap up personal cycles so that we're ready for the interactions of next year. Okay, now I want to go ahead and do an extra little card pull over here for somebody whose North Node would be in Libra. And, North Node in Libra. So let me just briefly say this. I personally, you guys have heard me say this for all the years of my channel, I'm more intrigued, honestly, by North and South Node placements than Sun, Moon, Rising, all that, because I am like a double Virgo, but I don't really feel like a Virgo because of so many of my traits are just like, I don't fit. But the North and South Nodes, and I'm not an astrologer, bear that in mind. I'm just a fictional storyteller. But some astrologers are like, oh, that's nonsense. The North and South Nodes are nothing. They're basically locations on the moon. But what those who agree with this, what they say is that it indicates like the South Node is where we've come from. It's what we're born into this world with. It's our past life experiences. It's our natural abilities and aptitudes. It's our natural comfort zone. We're all born with a certain well, certainly we pick up skills, but there's also certain stuff that even you can see this in kids. You can see that they're super talented at certain things. They gravitate toward a comfort zone. Their little personality types are already there. And then we grow up into people and we adapt and we take on new personalities or skills. But that's because we are starting out with a baseline. And that's our south node placement. And then the north node is what we're here to kind of strive to do and adapt to and add into our repertoire of skills. And that can be where we feel uncomfortable because we're pushing ourselves a little bit. We're learning more, and so we can get out of our comfort zone. So I will just say this, somebody with a north node, so that's the direction that we're supposed to be growing in this lifetime of Libra, would be headed toward things like partnerships and marriage specifically. Whereas, if it had been a south node in Libra, that would be somebody who sometimes looks at a partner as a rival. It's somebody who can be indecisive, whereas a north node is all about I'm confident about where I'm going. I'm confident about, how to collaborate with others. And so now, granted, your north and south node are not, you'd have to look up in your natal chart to figure out where your north and south node is. So you'll want to watch, I'll do all the zodiacs today, but you'll want to probably watch for whatever your placement is. So you'll have to check a natal chart to figure that out. Esoteric M, you sweetheart. Thank you, Angel. You're so kind. Thank you for that. So I just wanted to add in one message specific for a north node Libra for wrap up of the end of the year about where a character is headed. We have Hanged Man and we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. This is getting a different perspective. We have strong Pisces. Somebody could have a dream or something that they're saying, I want to put this dream into reality, but I'm thinking heavily about it and I'm seeing it from a different perspective. This could also be an indicator that somebody needs to pay attention to their dreamscape at this point in time. Dreams that they're having could be very prophetic. They might need to say, okay, wait, what was that indicating to me? What am I worried about during my daytime hours? Ooh, Queen of Swords in the reverse. Okay, there is possibly something that a Libra North Node has been bothered by that they didn't know they had been harboring. And this might be a great time at the end of this year to identify what was really bugging me about something. Was it a person, a place, a thing? Was it an idea? Was it the way somebody talked to me? Is there something that I've acted like I'm over, but really it still bugs me a little bit? We have Lovers in the reverse. We have World card upright. So for this a Libra North Node placement, if our character starts to, again, they could have dreams of things and the dreams are helping to point out, I'm realizing I'm still bothered by something. Either somebody got mad at me or jealous of me. The way they talked to me in a moment where they were irritated, it really hurt my feelings. And it's time to clear the air on that. And this doesn't have to be about a romantic partner. It could be something that a romantic partner did in the past to our character. And it's I projected that onto a new partner and it wasn't their fault at all. It's very much oh, wait a minute. Sometimes things get buried in us and our subconscious brings it to the forefront. And that's a great thing before the end of the year to identify, have I harbored anything from a past relationship where they didn't treat me nice that I now project into new relationships? That's a great thing to clear out. I kind of think this isn't about our character having to go back and talk to somebody from their past. This is about our character letting go of the past so they can totally embrace a current relationship. So relationships are everything for this storyline. Wrapping up and then preparing for next year, we have beautiful energy moving forward. So you guys, thank you so much, everybody. It's really good to see you all. Esoteric Emmy, sweetheart. Thank you again. Black Butterfly 25, Caitlin B, sweet, Chrissy, Moonbeam Wendy. Hi, honey. Shout out to you in Arizona. Sweet, you're so sweet. Thank you, honey. Queen Libra. Chrissy, thanks again, love. Faith. Chef LJ, hey, nice to see you. Thanks, Queen Libra. Lisbeth, how are you, love? Thank you, babe. Energized by Demelli, hi. Nikki O, Fun Quigley, hi. Choose Ali. Thank you, babe. Hey, RC. Jem, beautiful G. Cosmo Guy. Thanks, everybody. All right, I'll see you in the next videos. Bye for right now.